Isekai got a huge revamp, including new UI, new worlds, new writing modules, a thinking mode, and many more. It's free to play and get started, so check it out at isekaigen.com. There's no better love than the love in a fantasy world. So here are 10 great romance fantasy anime you must watch. Let's go.
Are you okay?
ありがとう。何をしているの?
In a world wrecked by scary astral power, two sides keep fighting: the Harsh Empire and the rebels' nebulous sovereignty. Isuka, a talented knight, gets released from prison with one job: take down the Ice Calamity Witch. But surprise, surprise, Alice Lise Lu Nebulous wants to stop the war too. After a bunch of wild run-ins, Isuka and Alice decide to team up so they can push their respective sides towards peace.
僕が目指す未来はそこにない。
私の目指す世界もよ。
だからお前はもう一度100年間眠ってろ。
Look, this has the good old war bad peace good plot, but it stands out because the magic system it uses as well as the battle scenes. It takes the enemies to allies idea and gives it time to grow. So it's like watching two kids learn to stop arguing and start listening. The character designs, especially those big code gaze style eyes, stand out, and side characters like Rin and Sispel add humor and pressure. 2 seasons are out, so give this one a go.
それが正義だから切る。
ならば避ける。そして言う。こんにちはったらこんにちは。
Wouldn't it be nice if every demon queen was a hot anime girl? 15 years into a long war between humans and demons, the hero leaves his squad to face the demon queen alone. At her castle, he learns she isn't a standard bad guy. She's smart, confident, pretty, and just like last time, wants the war to stop. The catch is that the fighting pushed humans to work together and improve their world. She suggests a plan, and the hero decides to join her.
許可がなければ触れたりしない。私は奥手なんだ。だが私を独占するといろいろ便利だぞ。
例えば
The concept here is pretty similar to our last crusade, but this time it's less battles and more peace talks. There aren't any flashy large-scale wars. This is more about a hero and a demon queen spending some slice of life time together while trying to stop the war. The hero wonders who he is when swinging a sword no longer helps, which is actually a nice theme to explore.
いいからじっとしてなさい。
ちょっとなおいいやちょっとなおいちょ
Time for a tsundere. So let's move to a magical world with mages. Luis is a mage who keeps messing up spells, which earns her the nickname Luis the Zero at Tristan Academy. During a summoning ritual that goes totally wrong, she drags in Saito Hiraga, an ordinary guy from our world stuck as her familiar and servant. The mess gets bigger when a strange mark on Saito suggests that he has a hidden power.
主人の命令もわからないの？命令すら通じないなんて犬以下だ。
The show leans hard into silly humor and never lets things calm down. Luis blows up over tiny problems while Saito fires back with flat reactions that sell every joke. Nobody suddenly grows wiser, and that keeps the laughs coming. The relationship between the main couple can get annoying at times, but if you're tired of the main couple, remember this is a harem anime, so ditch Luis and wait for the queen.
教えてくれ。旅の者。外の世界には何があるのだ。何が違うのだ。
別にどこに行っても人は人、空は空。
Grab those Quentin Tarantino glasses because we're moving into something old, brutal, but gold. Jubei Kibagami is a wandering swordsman with no patience for feudal Japan's endless schemes until he meets Kaigero, a ninja sent to track a deadly plague. She's the last of her clan, and Jubei gets pulled into trouble with the devils of Kimon and a sneaky government plan. To make matters worse, he's poisoned by a spy and forced to hunt those threats for the cure.
どうにもこうにも俺を寝かせたくねえ奴がいるらしい。
This anime is a fast ninja brawl that never slows down. It's like a loud action movie that scales up everything: blood, gore, and violence. But that's not the only thing this is good for. The story may be your typical political plot, but the characters and their personalities stand out. This is like a mixture of Basilisk and Berserk, but since it's a movie, you can binge watch it in one sitting.
こっちに来て作業を手伝ってくれ。
手伝えって、あなた私を何だと思ってるの？
新しい労働力。
私はリーシア・エルフリーデン。
It's time for Civilization, the anime. After losing his grandfather, 19-year-old Kazuya Soma is suddenly summoned to the Elfrieden Kingdom, a nation struggling against demon armies. Instead of fighting with swords or spells, he becomes the king and fixes problems through budgets, laws, and smart planning. Where does the romance come in? Well, my curious friend, he's engaged to the princess who looks like Saber, and she is a tsundere. Wait, she's a tsundere, right?
じゃなくて、数年後には王様なんてやめてるだろうしなって。あなた数年でこの国をなんとかできるつもりなの？
It's kind of nice to ditch the good old sword fighting and isekai gore and move to some kingdom building. Kazuya is no flashy powerhouse. He wins by thinking ahead, fixing taxes, calming citizens, and solving social messes. So instead of large-scale battles, you get scenes like trading treasures, giving speeches, and running a cooking show. I honestly kind of like the main couple instead of the whole harem thing of this anime, but to each their own.
俺の達成者としての望みはお前がここを降りて俺の妻になることで行こう。
受け付けられませんよ、そんなの。
Prince Oscar has a curse that stops any woman from having his kid, which is a big problem after 15 years. My guy is desperate, so he climbs the dangerous Azure Tower to meet Tinashe, a witch who looks young but has lived for centuries. She won't erase the curse, but suggests a plan. Find someone strong enough to deal with it. Oscar has a big brain moment and decides to propose to her. She rejects him, but says she'll live with him for a year until he finds a cure.
ティナーシャ、
うわ、びっくりした。
なんでびっくりするんだ。
名前を呼ばれることがめったにないので。
名乗っておいて何を言う。
What makes the show fun is how Oscar and Tinashe slowly adjust to each other. She's sharp and blunt, but he's brave but awkward. Their bond works because they argue, joke, and mess up instead of acting all perfect. The magic keeps things exciting, but the small moments between the couple is what does the heavy lifting. 2 seasons are out, so give this one a go.
流浪人ゆえ、またいつどこへ流れるかわからないが、それでよければしばらく厄介になるでござるよ。
Now remember kids, we're speaking about the remake. This is set in Japan's Meiji era and follows Kenshin Himura, a wandering swordsman with a messy past as the feared assassin Batosai. He meets Kaoru, who runs a dojo and is trying to keep her dad's sword style alive. When someone pretends to be Batosai and causes trouble, Kenshin protects Kaoru, the dojo, and she in turn asks him to live with him.
どうしたでござるか？
いつまでもしょぼくれてんじゃねえよ。
いや、拙者は別に。
The 2023 reboot shows why the series still stands out in shonen anime. Instead of simple heroes fighting bad guys, enemies have motives, history, and damage from past choices. Kenshin also has a much darker past than your average shonen protagonist. Instead of the I want to get overpowered motive, he just tries to escape his dark past. The political subplots start to kick in season 2, so let's pray to gods that season 3 is in production.
飛び降りるぞ。もみ合ったふりをして、そのまま下に。
なぜ？
行くぞ。
I guess everyone should know this story. On Nero Verona's floating island, the Montagues wipe out the Capulets and take control. Juliet, the last Capulet, escapes and hides for 14 years. She grows up, masks the pain, and becomes the Red Whirlwind, fighting soldiers who abuse power. She meets Romeo Montague, the prince's kind son, and they soon befriend before learning the truth. But just like the original Shakespeare play, we got old grudges, secret plans, and family lies closing in, forcing them to choose between loyalty and protecting each other.
アイリスの香り。その花がお好きなのですか？
はい。
This anime copies the Romeo and Juliet setup but adds swords, airships, and action so it never feels stale. It's like how the Gankutsuo anime remade the story of Count of Monte Cristo. The early episodes move fast, stacking wins and losses that keep tension high. Slower parts matter because that's when the romance kicks in and the couple starts to understand each other. Honestly, this is a really well done remake everyone should watch.
私、シルーカ・メレテスは騎士テオの船員と契約し 生涯の忠誠を誓います。
Time for my favorite girl, Seleucia Melites. In a kingdom shattered by a failed peace wedding, Atlatan falls into chaos. The demon lord crashes the ceremony, wipes out leaders, and unleashes monsters and warped magic everywhere. Seleucia, a focused mage on a mission, teams up with Theo, a fighter carrying a powerful crest. He wants to rise as a lord and rescue his town, and together they push through war to fix what broke.
大丈夫です。私があなたのそばにいますから。
This is like Code Geass, but we got way less scheming and plot twists. And that's not a bad thing, because the action, magic, and light romance between Theo and Seleucia kept me watching. Theo's clear goal and Seleucia's smart plans work well, and that turns them into the perfect power couple. One's got the brains and the other's got the brawn. Seleucia is also far ahead from your regular damsel in distress. Instead of remaining in the backlines, she's someone who charges straight on. In other words, she's the best girl.
手を煩わせたな。ありがとう。
Mau, the apothecary's daughter, gets sold into the lowest job in the imperial palace as a maid. She hides her super sharp medical skills at first, but when the emperor's babies start getting sick, she quietly figures out what's wrong. A clever eunuch named Jinshi spots her talent and gets her promoted to lady-in-waiting for the emperor's favorite concubine, Gyokuyo. Before long, she's running from one weird sickness to the next, solving problems nobody else can handle.
じゃあなんで来た？暇なのか？
玉葉妃にしっかり使えるように。
Come on, this is a fan favorite. Who can complain? What hooked me about the Apothecary Diaries is how everything connects. Little details pop up later in ways that actually matter, like one thing leading straight to the next. Mau's sarcastic humor makes the palace less grim, while the mysteries and romance both keep you guessing. Season 3 is on the way, and 2 amazing seasons have already aired, so give this one a go. You won't regret it.